Beloveds, the aspect of duality that causes individuation, the aspect of duality that causes one to seemingly be separate from another, separate from a circumstance, separate from an object, is an apprehending or a grasping or a holding on to of an ideal or an idea or an opinion or a feeling and saying, this is not me. This is something that exists outside of me. This is where the individuation, where the being has come to believe that it is separate from love, separate from light. You, we dance in shadows. You allow yourself to say, I have not created this thing. I am not responsible for this circumstance. I had nothing to do with this, and I am a victim of this circumstance. And the energy of all of that, beloveds, is what has been come to be known as fear. And fear will manifest as shame within, sense of guilt. Fear will manifest as externally anger. And beloveds, this entire pathway, this entire process has been laid out by Yeshua is for each being to be able to bring within them a sense of responsibility of saying, this has been my dance with divinity. This has been the way in which I have chosen to experience life and to experience what I am calling reality and to experience the world. Beloveds, what was taught to me and what I was able to do was to allow myself to encompass every aspect of creation and say, I have brought forth all of this as a lesson, if you will, as a teaching, as an experience. I have allowed myself to be the one to say, this is what I would like to experience. This is what I would like to know. And then each of us say, in order for me to truly experience this, I have to forget that I had anything to do with the creation of this. It is very much like playing a game of chess where you would be both players simultaneously. That would not certainly produce excitement. However, if you can forget that you are the opponent, if you can forget that you had anything to do with the creation of any aspect of beingness, then you can allow yourself to fall back into the experience of being the victim of. And in the experience of being the victim of, there's this unacknowledged joy of, ooh, what emotions will I experience next? How is this going to play out? What's going to happen at the end? Have you ever picked up a book and rather than starting at the beginning, you read to the end and you start at the end and then you make your way back? Beloveds, this is very much the experience of what is this so-called life. Understand that everyone begins in the garden. And then there is a decision to journey and venture forth and to see what we can experience along the way. And you pack nothing, come completely empty handed. The only thing that you have done is you have forgotten that you were the one who decided to walk out of the gates. You were the ones who decided to step into the forest of the unknown. You were the ones, we are the ones who have said, let me go have my adventure. We did not even take a little knapsack with us. We just decided to venture out into the universe and say, let me see what is out there. Let me see what it is to be other than the way that God has created it. Let me see what exists beyond the walls of the garden. And we find ourselves spinning far, far out into the reaches of the universe. And we say, oh no, this is something to be feared. Ooh, I like what fear feels like. It is a rush of energy. Ooh, what is this one? Oh, this is anger. Oh, and what is underneath the anger? Oh, there's fear underneath the anger. Ooh, let me turn this inwards. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is shame. What's underneath the shame? Fear. Oh, look at this one. This is called guilt. Ooh, what's underneath the guilt? Ah, fear. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What was that? What could eradicate all of this in one simple breath is the concept and the knowledge and the remembrance of love? Mm, I see. And as we breathe love into our existence of what it is that is occurring, beloveds, we are suddenly guided through the drifting in space that we seem to be experiencing. We are guided and we begin to wend our way back to the garden. And we meet another along the way and we say, what direction are you going? And they say, well, we think we are going back to the garden as well. And you say, oh, maybe we walk together. And as you join hands, beloveds, there is an alchemical experience of one aspect of being recognizing another aspect of being. And you say, ah, we could take this journey together. And then you come upon a third and you meet this other and this other says, and where are you going? And you say, well, we have decided that we are going to make our way back. You say, oh, may I join you on your journey? I've been out here on my own for so long. And two of you would say, why, yes, of course. And suddenly there are three of you. And then you gather a fourth and a fifth. And then there are hundreds. And then there are thousands. And then there are millions. And then there are billions. And then there comes a moment, beloveds, all beings decide in unison at once to remember one thing and one thing only. That is, that only love exists. And it is the willing to relinquish and release all belief in fear, all belief in anything that has to do with that of shadow. All beings come back home. And suddenly there is a great awakening. There is a great enlightening that occurs. And everyone remembers all at once, suddenly, that it was only ever a dream. And there are stories that are told, oh, you should have seen what happened when I decided to experience this, and you should have seen what happened when I decided to experience that. And there was this time where I thought there was nothing but darkness, and there was this time that I believed in war, and there was this time when all of this, beloveds, was the concept of time. And then what happens is all of that disappears, and you are left with only recognition and the remembrance of love. All of the fear has dissipated, and all of the madness that embodies it and encompasses it has disappeared. And you are left with one thing and one thing only, and that is the remembrance of the divinity that all of you are. It is much like the experience of when Mercury gathers back to itself. And those of us who have journeyed back home, we watch you in the fields of play as you play amongst the stars. And we beckon to you and we call to you. And every once in a while, you pop your head through and you say, I think I just remembered. And they say, are you ready to come back? And you say, not yet. There's just one more thing I want to do. Maybe another 100 years or another million years. But eventually, beloveds, everyone makes their way back to the truth, back to the light, back to love. So let this be a reassurance for you that it is all a game. And we would like to say congratulations because every one that is playing the game is winning. You may allow yourselves to believe that somehow you are losing, but one of the reasons why you all love to play games is because that is what this is. This is a gigantic simulation of the experience of what it is to be other than who you truly are. And you think that that is what defines you, but the truth is, beloveds, all that ever defines you is love. So, well done. We love you so dearly. We are here when you are ready to help you remember and to take you by the hand and walk you back to the garden, to the peace, to the love, to the joy. Yeshua and I stand as guardians at the thresholds of the gate, and we welcome you with open arms, with all the love that is available in the universe for you. So indeed, call upon us. Know that you have our blessings always, beloveds. We love you. I love you. And indeed, we will speak again.